Be nice, but I think, you know, to get a few more points would be ideal. I need to finish 2 races, that's for sure. But of course, if there's a win on the cards, then I'll be going for it.
Need the money, don't you?
Huh?
Need the money, don't you?
I flipping do, yeah.
Ben Atkins very happy?
Yeah, that's it.
Good, I'm glad. He's deaf as well. Race is about to start. We'll get off the grid.
So Stevie Hislop is on pole again.
The Scotsman is having a brilliant start to his year. He was fastest in Cartagena testing in Spain in the sunshine. Brands Hatch, the weather has stayed good for part 2 of today's racing in the Superbike class. They are about to come under starters' orders. Steve Hislop looks to the back of the grid for the green flag. Down come the visors on the helmets, into gear then, and we're about to get underway. There's John Reynolds behind the red flag. He won race 1 today. That is Neil Mackenzie, 3 times British champion, looking for his 4th if he can. He took a year off last year. Now the lights go red and green straight away, and up in the air there, Hislop gets a flying start, but again it is Stalker Walker that goes away at the front. Chris Walker on the National Tyre Suzuki gets underway, as he did in race 1, right out the front, and John Reynolds is through straight away into 2nd place. That bodes badly, and on the outside, the Scotsman, number 8, that is, on the Virgin Mobile Yamaha, Steve Poleman Hislop, who's there in 3rd place now. That looks like an INS Ducati there in 4th as well.
Keith. Hodgson
so
in
Neil
4th.
Hodgson. Where is Hayden? Because Hayden was going good in race 1 too on the other Reve Red Bull bike.
I've got him about 6th, Hayden.
Pace car follows them round, of course, to make sure there's no incident on race and lap 1, because this lap is only a 47-odd lap around the 1.5 mile Indy circuit here at Brands Hatch. Past the John Falston Centre they stream. At Clearways, and streaming the word for it. Who's that? It was
Kawasaki.
It's Goddard. Goddard is down. So Peter Goddard is down on what is the fastest corner on the circuit. Looks like he's holding his left wrist. That could be serious for Kawasaki this early on in the year.
Well, it's serious for Kawasaki this weekend.
So the World Superbike man, Peter Goddard, came to the British Championship to have a bit of a go and show the Brits the way around, and at the moment he's tasted some Clearway sand. Still leading is Chris Walker, still 2nd, Reve Red Bulls, John Reynolds, behind him Virgin Mobile, Steve Hislop.
And Goddard, the first retirement in both races today. Electrical failure in race 1, and Clearways got him in race 2. As just like in race 1, Walker leads. Reynolds, Hislop, and Hodgson on a wide line there into Clearways.
Well, remember, Chris Walker is going to... Oh, Mackenzie! That is Mackenzie on the INS Ducati. Neil Hodgson's teammate, Neil Mackenzie, then the ex-3 times British champion, is dumped out of it. The ex-Grand Prix man. Oh, another accident there as well. We've got him going
Privateer.
down like 9 pins everywhere at the moment.
That was Francis Williamson, the privateer, doing a Mackenzie.
Stalker being stalked now by number 3, John Reynolds, with 8, Hislop, and 4, that is Neil Hodgson. That's your top 4. Then it's Hayden, the unmistakable style of Hayden, getting used to the Reve Red Bull Ducati. Remember, he came across from the Suzuki team. Walker has gone to the Suzuki team from the Kawasaki team. Musical Saddles was played quite loudly this winter.
It was indeed, and it's the Suzuki of Walker that leads, as it led for all but the last couple of corners.
Indeed.
Or the last corner, really, of
he
race
was so
1.
sick I couldn't talk to him. He did not want to speak after race 1 being picked by Reynolds.
You could tell from the body language. There's Reynolds for the body language of Walker after race 1. Normally a cheerful chappie.
I'll tell you what, Hayden's got a bit of work to do at the back there as we look at Hislop on the inside. He's going to have to work hard with Reynolds though to get underneath him. Does he not in chance this time? I'll tell you, last race we saw some of the closest slipstreaming manoeuvres along that front straight that I've ever seen in British Superbike. Hayden's closed right up now. Hayden is there in 5th place. Watch out for James Hayden, one of my favourite motorcycle racers. He is good fun. He has a great personality. Oh, bit of passing going on down there for 7th place as well. Yep. Hayden is just one of those great guys that I feel is going to do very, very well in the world.
That second mob, Keith, Sean Emmett on the V-twin Honda was showing towards the front of that
particularly well. Don't forget, we've got Hondas out there as well, the new SP1s, like Colin Edwards' World Superbike one. They've been concentrating the programme there. We've got a Japanese, the head of SP1 kit bike production is here. The programme man himself is here. This is the first race that the SP1 kit bikes have been raced in the world.
And that shows you the status of the British Championship nowadays. Unfortunately, most of the Honda guys didn't get their bikes until last week. Oh dear, breathing at Druids, Keith.
Yes, the Honda could still win.
Yes, yes, no joshing. You're right about Hayden. He's absolutely attached to the leading quartet now. Good to see Neil Hodgson looking like his old self as well. Running at the leader's pace in 4th place on the sole remaining INS Ducati. I can't remember the last time I saw Neil Mackenzie crash out.
Well, he has been known to do it occasionally, but the pace is real hot. And of course, he's feeling his way with this bike. Had his first wet ride on it yesterday in qualifying. So, looking at the leader, Chris Walker still. Will he hang on this time round, or will it be Reynolds that makes it a double, the first of the year? So John Reynolds in second place on bike number 3. Then in third place, number 8, Steve Hislop. And Hayden passed then. Hayden made the pass up to fourth.
He's stuck
Good spot there at Paddock Hill Bend. So number 5, James Hayden, John Reynolds, his teammate, is there as Reynolds looked at the inside of the Suzuki, man. This is going to be a hot British Championship race. John Reynolds looks over his shoulder, sees the relaxed Steve Hislop. Well, relaxed by most people's standards,
yes,
anyway.
That loud noise you can hear in the background is Red Bull Ducati team owner Ben Atkins going off at full volume.
Indeed, as he might well do. So we see Chris Walker still leading at Clearways. The National Tyres Suzuki with Clarion, meanwhile, in second place and under pressure from Hizzy. But I think the big pressure, I tell you, look at this, look at Hayden, he's right there as well. Hayden looking to get drive if he can. Hodgson is on the back of him. Still this 5-way scrap for the lead here. This is no way near done. 28 laps is the race distance. Who is going to cook his tyres and who is going to hang on in there? That's the question.
That's the question. If you're Chris Walker and you got pipped on the last corner, just imagine, use your imagination. You got pipped on the last corner of race 1. What's going through your mind now? I'm in front, I've led from the flag again, I've led from the flag. Does it play on your mind? One
thing about Chris Walker, he is totally committed to race wins. It's all he's interested in doing. I don't think it would have made a lot of difference. He'd have been trying absolutely 100% when he was out there. While we have Hislop, who's moved in front of both the Red Bull Ducatis now. Hizzy is up into second place on the Virgin Mobile. Rob Mack will be stamping up and down. He'll have an extra round of golf this week.
Oh, steady on. I don't think he can fit another one in, can he? Now then, Reynolds in third, being stalked by his teammate Hayden, who is looking better and better.
He is too, and he's being chased by Hodgson, one of the, well, I should say the man that's the closest to have been brilliant in World Championship. He should have won a World Superbike race a couple of years ago.
Hockenheim, you're thinking of, I am.
When he was mugged by one Carl Fogarty.
His teammate, and I use the term loosely.
Who takes no prisoners at all. Still looking down the pack to see what's going on. Oh, sideways on at Druids, and then backing them into the braking area, but back at the front. Chris Walker now under this superb style of Hislop behind him in second place.
It's a joy to see Steve Hislop really on the case, isn't it? Great to see. He is world class.
He's world class on short circuits, he's world class on road circuits, and he's world class when it comes to the braking area, and he's up along top. Oh, dear me, that gets no closer. Well, if you can't pass him, ram him?
Oh, dear me, Hizzy had to...
yes, breathe in.
Definitely, that's the word I was searching for.
There was a door shut, very tightly closed at that particular point.
At very high speed, with not a lot of room to spare.
Druid's corner then, well, and again he rammed him again. What is Hizzy on? He's right there with him, rubbing tyres with him. So Hislop showing his commitment to beat down Chris Walker as we look down the pack. Oh, feet off the footrest from Chris Walker there. He's all of a fumble and a stumble. Stalker is in trouble as Hislop puts him under unrelenting pressure.
Look at the contrast in styles, isn't it wonderful?
They're both out of control, Julian.
Oh, take that this time. Hizzy goes the right way this time.
And almost Stalker nearly rammed Hizzy up the back there as well in a straight line. I could feel people running for cover in pit lane.
Yes, team managers, marshals, clerk of the course, yes, everybody.
Clerk of the course ready with the black flag for these two if they carry on. I wonder if there's a yellow card introduced in motorcycling. Certainly one of those two is going to get it.
I'd have had the yellow card out on each of the last 2 laps if I was in charge of it.
Well, one thing's for certain, unlike football, they ain't faking it.
That's absolutely right. The Red Bull Ducatis line up in third and fourth, having a think about it. And that...
Hayden's through there in third place. So it's Hayden that's up there now, takes over the challenge for Red Bull Ducati. So we have leading this race the Virgin Mobile Yamaha of Steve Hislop from the National Tyres Suzuki of Chris Walker in second place. Incredible stuff that it's a Rev Red Bull Ducati, I think, of Hayden being shadowed hard by John Reynolds, his teammate, and on the back of that the last remaining INS Ducati of Hodgson.
And John Crawford leads the pursuers on the second of the Suzukis.
Yeah, John Crawford comes up as champion from the Supersport class in Britain into the Superbike class, and he's riding very well in his debut ride, as is Steve Plater, of course, taking out the Kawasaki, Goddard's teammate in this one.
He got that Kawasaki ride as a result of his pole position at the Bol d'Or last year, really.
Nothing like a bit of endurance racing to get Julian all happy.
I know, absolutely.
And Hizzy over the curbs there. God, that's the first time I've seen him look slightly ruffled. There is Hodgson, bike number 4.
And talking of the Bol d'Or, Steve Hislop won one as well, 1992.
OK, you carry on.
Sorry about that, I'll be better in a minute.
No time for endurance racing in a 46-second lap of the Indy circuit here at Brands Hatch. We're already at Paddock. They are certainly going to turn this I hold my breath.
Yeah, I wonder what Hayden was up to there.
Well, I think Ben Atkins...
That's what he's up to.
Yes, indeed. He might have been bellowing a few moments ago, but now he is...
Cut back!
Nearly came together there, sideways on. Hayden just about manages to keep out of trouble as Chris Walker tries to turn himself inside out. Well, this is going to end in tears.
Deep breaths in the commentary box, deep breaths at Druids.
Not to mention pit lane. I'll tell you what, Ben Atkins is going to lose